so everybody knows, hey, if I have a question for General Lee, that's where I want to send my questions to. Does that make sense? And by the way, his horse is a white/gray color. I'd asked that in the video the other day. I don't know if you guys caught that. Okay, so now they're all out here. Now, in a video class, that shot they just showed you, where they started with Lee and they were doing what's called a pan shot, where they were taking the camera across and you were seeing more of the battlefield as you're doing it, right? That's that moment right there is Lee has moved up from Cashtown. He was at Cashtown before. If you saw the video, what were the people in Cashtown doing when he was there?
What do you mean by his people?
No, okay. Let me go back to the doc for a minute. If I go back up here at top, because I got all these links that I put in here. But if I go up to the top of this one right here, and I put those videos in there, and I talked about. Wait, did I do that on here? Because I'd given you that series of different videos that we were looking at the other day, right?
I think it was on the 14th or 17th.
Was it 14? Was that? Wait, is that on this? Wait. Oh, I may have to integrate those two documents then. Oh, you're right. I may have to. Okay. Okay. Hold on.
Wait a second.
Let me try that real quick, because you may be right. And if so, we got to go back and I need to integrate the two documents. Okay. Let me see here, because you may be right here. That'd be good to know as I'm doing this. Yeah, you're right. So let me do this. Undo. What was that? It's funny, the things I hear in the background when you guys are doing this stuff. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, I had the. Oh man, let me go. Okay, wait. Was that? I'm gonna have to keep track of all this stuff. So that's the document we're working on right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. I got two different. Okay, this is bizarre. Meet times. Okay, where did
Why are you highlighting mine, Caden?
Oh, Caden, you're here too. Wait, is Caden here now?
Caden, why are you highlighting my name?
Guys. Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, stop. Guys, I can't have you arguing. We can fix that, but Caden, don't change anybody's name. Yeah, that's why we had you guys all dropping in there. Put your own name in there with your own font so we can tell when you're answering, okay? And make sure.
Videos are on
Guys, I can't see what you're doing right now because I'm trying to look for that doc, okay? So yeah, don't do so. And you guys can't argue on here that way, right? All right, and we can get everything fixed, but we got to kind of make sure. I'm trying to find that thing. I had the videos where
I sent you the link to the doc.
Wait, no, I saw it. Go all the way back to the top.
That's the one we're working on right now.
There. Yeah.
Okay.
What doc are you looking for? Then?
I'm looking for the one that's had. Remember, I had the one that had all the different videos that we were working on. That it had the list of different videos on. Let me see. This is it. This one had the siege of Vicksburg, and then let me make sure. Okay, this one. See, that one just defaulted back to the same document. And where did those battles go? Because I had the stuff on Gettysburg in there.
Here, let me.
I sent you a doc. Let
me try to share it to you.
Okay, pause. Okay, one at a time. Okay, did you send? Okay, David, stop for a second. Okay. If you guys watch this video right now, you would understand it. If you're looking over my shoulder right now, that gets kind of traumatic. Okay, so let me see here on my inbox here. Alec, you said you just sent it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's not. Okay, there it is. Okay, so let me do that one. Let me see what this comes up as. Okay. Because I had the one that had all the battles. I had the videos. There we go. The Hetha approaching and all these. That's it right there. And I will later combine these two so they'll make more sense, okay? Now, on this one right here, I asked about this is what was happening in Cashtown, okay? So when you go to this video right here, when you start out this video, what I think is interesting and something that we need to understand when we're studying history is here's our video coming up here in just a
You can't always plan
after this
one.
one.
Gun. Rational gun owners carry not because it's a...
Does anybody else find it interesting that so many of the commercials that go along with the Civil War are gun related? Okay.
Yes.
So here they come into the city, and this is okay. So
interesting.
now, what you're looking at here is we do have the stars and bars up in there in the front, and that's going to be the Confederate. It's going to be a Confederate war banner at that point. But the actual headquarters banner is this one right there, and that's supposed to tell you that this is where Lee is at. They're marching into Cashtown, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is in the Union, not in the South.
Confederacy.
Yeah, it's not a Confederate state, but he's marching through the middle of a city, and there are people cheering him. And part of that is, well, it looks like he's winning at that point. And one of the things we do have to recognize that when armies are marching through countries, you'll frequently have videos of people cheering them. And the reason they're cheering them is they're afraid that if they don't cheer them, they'll get shot. And that's a reality. Okay? And sometimes people would cheer you while at the same time planning to shoot at you later. But they're walking through here and they're going through the city. And when an army's doing well, everybody's cheering, everybody's happy. Now, by the way, this is also showing you something. The guys are going into combat with their bare feet sometimes. That's problematic, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very.
I do appreciate that the ground is muddy. Can I just say that? Did they really walk through places with bands playing?
No.
Yes, they did.
They actually did. Oh, wait, because they had the band knowing that they were coming.
Well, no. All armies back then marched with bands with them, who played during the battles. They would sing on the way to battles. Okay?
Oh, so they just get them kind of like amped up in a way?
Yeah, gets them all pumped up. So this is what I was telling you about with the Cashtown thing. Now back over here in this other video. Okay, who's got the child in the background talking? Who's got somebody talking to the dog? Okay, David, go ahead and mute for a minute. Okay, thanks. Here, I'm gonna mute you for a minute. Okay, all right. So now we got this video here, and we got the battle going on. This is the one that's going on the Seminary Ridge, and the Union's gonna be losing here in a minute. And they're not losing because they're doing a bad job. They're just losing because, quite frankly, they're way outnumbered. And they're going to get pushed back, and they're going to make a decision. Run everybody back through the city, get them up on top of Cemetery Ridge, and let's start locking it down, which is harder than it sounds, okay? There's already been one unit that's sent there. If you look at day one maps, there's a group that's sent up there to start digging in and getting ready. And they're chopping down trees, and they're digging ditches, and they're digging trenches. They're actually up there trying to build a real full-blown defense. They're pulling up artillery into that area so they can start to line up the guns so they can fight back a little bit. And it's not going to be easy, but they're going to get there. Now, on that first day, if they don't, or if the Confederacy attacks with everything they've got, that hill's lost. Okay, this is one of those things. The guy who's supposed to, okay, so who's the officer that was the most trusted general for Robert E. Lee? Go ahead in your chat. Caden, who was the general that Lee trusted the most of all of his generals?
General E. Lee.
Yeah, well, who does Robert E. Lee who does Robert E. Lee trust the most? Out of all his generals, he has one guy he trusted more than any other general. Who's that? I think I heard it.
Himself.
But trust himself. That's a good answer. But if he had to have somebody else in charge of any other part of his battlefield, there was one guy he trusted more than anybody, and that guy would have been Stonewall Jackson. Okay. Stonewall Jackson. So if you're over here on here, okay, on this sheet where we had the names, okay, is this the one? Yeah, this is the one we had the names at the bottom. Okay, so Caden, I got all you guys' names in there. David, right there where your answer is, right below that, type out the word Stonewall Jackson was Robert E. Lee's most trusted general. Okay, so go ahead and put that answer in there. All right. while you're typing that, I'm going to keep talking here. So Stonewall's his most trusted general, but he had been killed just before this. He had been shot accidentally by one of his own guys during a battle. It was a friendly fire thing where he had gone out to do reconnaissance on a mission, and on the way back, the other guys thought, "Oh my God, we're being attacked," and they shot him in the arm. He has his arm amputated. A few days later, he dies. Stonewall Jackson, JJCKSON. So I'll just add the K right there. Here we go. And so Stonewall Jackson, and then go ahead, was his most trusted general. He was dead by the time we got to Gettysburg. All right. And so he's got a new guy in place, and that guy, I'm gonna get here. Let me show you him. This is gonna be. I'm gonna come over here, and I'm gonna go General Ewell. General Ewell. Richard S. Ewell, right? Ewell is an interesting guy. About a year earlier, before this battle, he was called Old Bald Head. Why was he called Old Bald Head?
Kind of bald.
Look at him, he's kind of bald, right? Old Bald Head was going to be a general at Gettysburg that's going to be coming in from the north, right? He's coming in from the hard north to protect. And he's the guy who's going to make the decision, do I fully attack? Do I go 100% at Culp's Hill? Or do I stay down here and dig in? Now, if Stonewall Jackson had been there, there's absolutely no question. He would have gone in there and attacked, right? But he holds back. And the reason he holds back is, quite frankly, he's still trying to become confident again, right? So Stonewall's replacement was General Richard Ewell. And then I'm gonna put that picture in there of him. I think it should be in the picture in there. Yes. So I got him in there. Okay. Now, what you can't see in that picture is he got his leg blown off a year before. Okay.
So does he have a peg leg or not?
Yep. He got himself a wooden leg. Okay. Now there was a soldier earlier in the war who had David. I think that's you again. David, you might want to just turn your microphone off right at the moment, because it gets loud in the background here. Okay, yeah, thank you, sir. Okay, so I'm gonna mute you.
Really
Okay, there you go. All right, so Ewell had gotten his leg blown off, and he had taken him about a year to kind of get back into combat and get used to a wooden leg. He gets back into combat, and he's still trying to learn how to be aggressive. It's one of those things. After you've had a really big injury, all athletes know this. It's hard to go back in and play again and play with that same kind of like, well, I don't care attitude. Well, he got his leg blown off, so he's a little hesitant on the first day, and it's going to cost them in this case. Now, by the way, later on, in 9th grade, you're supposed to read a book called To Kill a Mockingbird. And in the book To Kill a Mockingbird, one of the main characters, who's a bad guy, and in the book they say whenever somebody names somebody after a Confederate general, that person's probably going to end up being a drunk. That's what they say. And the character in the book is called Robert E. Lee Ewell. And they actually pick his name very particularly. They're telling you this guy's going to be a double drunk because he's named after 2 Civil War generals, not just one. And so when they do that, that's what you're supposed to see about this. So, okay, so that now we're back here. Ewell is going to decide not to do a full attack. Okay, he's held back just enough, and he's going to regret it later, because had they attacked at that point, this battle would have probably been over, because it would have the Union wouldn't have stayed there and fought them. They would have backed up 12 miles, lined up where they wanted to fight them in the first place, and would have hoped that the Confederates came and fought them. Not sure the Confederates would have done it. The Confederates probably didn't want to walk into a trap any more than the Union did, right? And the other place was apparently a much clearer place where the Union was going to win easily. So they're battling like crazy. Okay, Confederates over here, firing the cannons. Yes, there are bombs streaking across the air like this. Okay?
That's kind of frightening.
Yeah, coming over here. And they have timed fuses. So what happens is it fires out, and then it lights the little fuse on it, and as it's going through the air at a certain distance, it's supposed to go off. And you're supposed to actually have, like, you can time it by how long you make the fuse, right? They don't know it, but the Confederacy's got bad fuses.